Hello, I'm Peter Bergman. This is my official YouTube channel. I'll be updating you with the latest news, so please subscribe to my channel.
Welcome back to our channel, my fellow Genoa City addicts. Today is a beautiful Friday. The sun is shining, but honestly, none of that matters right now because we have some absolute madness to unpack. Grab your strongest cup of coffee and buckle up because this is going to be a wild ride. Are you guys seeing this absolute insanity right now? I am sitting here in the dark. The screen is glowing. My coffee has been cold for 3 hours, and I am literally vibrating with rage and hype because the latest drop just shattered my entire reality. I am fully prepared to be canceled for this, but I literally have to say it. The writers are completely out of their minds, and I am here for every single second of it. Someone check my pulse because I am actually spiraling. I thought I knew where this week was heading. I thought we were just dealing with the usual corporate backstabbing and family drama. Well, whatever happens, happens, right, everyone? No, wrong. Because Phyllis Summers is dead-ass blackmailing Jack Abbott for cold hard cash to keep his twisted secret connection with Patty Williams buried, and I am losing my absolute mind over the sheer audacity of it all. Look, we all knew Phyllis was backed into a suffocating, inescapable corner, but this is a whole new level of unhinged survival mode. She completely lost track of Matt Clark, which means her grandmaster plan to trade him to Nick Newman for her freedom just went up in smoke. She is facing the wrath of Christine, who is out for blood and refuses to drop the charges, and even her best friends are telling her to wave the white flag. Lauren and Michael literally sat her down in her own office and begged her to surrender Newman Enterprises as a last resort. But this is Phyllis Summers we are talking about. Basically, she is a cornered tiger who will claw the eyes out of anyone who gets too close. She flat out refused to give up the only piece of leverage she has left, and instead of taking the L, she pivoted in the most spectacularly toxic way possible. She sniffed out Jack's dirty little secret and decided to turn his absolute worst nightmare into her personal ATM. Period. Seriously, what on earth was Jack Abbott thinking when he decided to play God in this situation? He has been parading around society like some kind of shining white knight, comforting Nikki and acting like he is the only man on earth who can save her from Victor's darkness. He is literally stepping up to be the official sponsor for Nick's fentanyl rehab, playing the benevolent savior while secretly orchestrating the most disgusting, underhanded schemes behind closed doors. He admitted to Kyle that he embellished the details of Victor's yacht plot just to twist the knife deeper into Nikki's broken heart. I mean, how low-key sociopathic is that? He is manipulating a vulnerable, grieving mother who is terrified for her addicted son, all just to win a petty, decades-old war against the mustache. And the absolute worst part? He dragged Patty Williams into this mess. Anyway, Jack thought he was so incredibly smart, but now he is drowning in a mess of his own creation. He used Patty to execute his plot against Victor, and now that chaotic, unpredictable force of nature is fixated on him. When Jack and Kyle walked into the Abbott mansion and found that creepy bouquet of flowers with a card from Patty saying she hopes he has a reason to reach out again, you could literally see the color drain from his face. He knows he messed up. He knows Patty is a ticking time bomb. But he never in a million years expected Phyllis Summers to be the one holding the detonator. The fact that Phyllis found out about Jack's alliance with Patty is the most glorious plot twist of the year, no cap. She knows exactly how radioactive Patty is, and she knows that if this secret gets out, Jack's entire reputation will instantly vaporize into thin air. Look, Phyllis is not just asking for a small favor here. She is straight up extorting the patriarch of the Abbott family to fund her survival and keep her out of prison. She needs money, she needs power, and she needs a distraction, and Jack is currently sitting on a goldmine of guilt. Can you even imagine the sheer terror pulsing through Jack's veins right now? He is trapped. If he does not pay Phyllis whatever exorbitant ransom she is demanding, she will march straight to Nikki and tell her that her precious white knight has been conspiring with the woman who has terrorized their families for years. Jack is dead-ass sweating bullets, trying to figure out how to pay off Phyllis without Kyle or anyone else noticing massive chunks of the Jabot fortune suddenly going missing. It is a masterclass in mutually assured destruction. I mean, Jack totally brought this on himself and deserves to lose everything, right? Actually, wait, no, my brain is literally stalling out trying to process this in real time. Is Jack the victim here? He was just trying to expose Victor for the monster he is, and maybe using Patty was a necessary evil. No, I am contradicting myself because I am so overwhelmed by the sheer toxicity of these characters. Jack is a hypocrite, but Phyllis is a parasite feeding off his mistakes. My mind cannot physically load the moral ambiguity of this situation. I am sitting here vibrating between wanting Jack to crush Phyllis and wanting Phyllis to absolutely ruin Jack's life. It is total emotional paralysis, guys. I literally cannot decide who I want to win this war of the Titans because they are both acting like absolute garbage humans, and I am eating up every single crumb. And let us not even get started on the history between Jack and Phyllis, because if we go down that rabbit hole, we will be here until next Tuesday. Remember when they were actually in love? Remember the passion and the betrayals and the endless cycle of them destroying each other and then falling back into bed? It makes this blackmail scheme so much more intimate and vicious because they know every single one of each other's weak spots. Sorry, I am getting a bit off track. Okay, anyway, let us get back to the point. The point is that Phyllis is currently holding a loaded gun to Jack's head, and the bullets are made of Patty Williams and her sheer insanity. Phyllis does not just want money, she wants total submission. She wants Jack to know that she owns him, and that is a dynamic shift that is going to shake Genoa City to its absolute core. Wait, is it just me, or is everyone completely ignoring the most dangerous part of this entire equation? What happens when Patty finds out? Look, Patty is already feeling rejected because Matt Clark walked out on her, and she immediately retaliated by calling Victor to sell Matt out. Patty is vindictive, delusional, and fiercely protective of her own twisted narratives. If she catches wind that Phyllis Summers is using her name to extort Jack Abbott, there is going to be a bloodbath. Deadass, someone is getting poisoned or pushed down a flight of stairs. Patty will not tolerate being used as a pawn in Phyllis's desperate game of corporate chess. Phyllis thinks she is so smart playing Jack, but she is low-key poking a sleeping bear with a very sharp stick, and I am terrified for the inevitable moment when Patty decides to strike back. Seriously, the collateral damage of this blackmail plot is going to be apocalyptic. Think about Nikki leaning on Jack while preparing to force Nick into a 24/7 inpatient rehab facility. She is at her lowest, estranged from Victor, and thinks Jack is her rock. When this secret blows up and Nikki finds out Jack was scheming with Patty Williams and paying off Phyllis to cover it up, it will destroy her. It will shatter whatever fragile sanity Nikki has left, pushing her right back into Victor's arms. Jack is risking everything. Basically, we are witnessing the complete collapse of Jack Abbott's moral high ground, orchestrated by a desperate Phyllis Summers who has nothing left to lose. This is peak daytime television. This is the raw, high-stakes drama we signed up for. I am going to be awake for the next 48 hours dissecting every single frame. Will Jack pay up? Will Phyllis push too hard? Will Patty burn the city down? I literally cannot breathe waiting for the next episode. Pray for my sanity because this show is going to be the absolute death of me, period.
Thank you for watching my video. I will be updating regularly with the latest news, so please remember to subscribe to my channel to support me.